The Four Corners region is an energy-intensive area, often known as an energy sacrifice zone, because of the fact that we have extensive natural resources: coal, natural gas, uranium, hydroelectric. It's all sort of been part of the equation of producing energy here, exporting it to other parts of the country. My name is Mike Eisenfeld. I'm the New Mexico Energy Organizer for the San Juan Citizens Alliance in the Farmington office. This region is relied on heavily to produce cheap electricity. We feel like it's our job to look at some of the things that need to be brought into the equation, i.e. long-term public health of the citizens who live here, true costs of what energy production and transmission require. We deserve better in terms of conditions of life. We need to know more about why the Four Corners Power Plant continues to be the #1 emitter of nitrogen oxide in the country, why that's continued to be allowed. We need to see how emission controls work at San Juan Generating Station as they comply with a consent decree after being taken to court by some groups. And I think that we need to just do a better job of knowing what is occurring here as we move towards a more sustainable decisions, and whether that means solar energy efficiency. I think the days of cheap energy should be over. I think people need to understand the correlation between using energy and the impacts that are out there. You know, for example, we don't often talk about the water that's used by the two existing coal plants, but they use over 85,000 acre feet per year. That translates into 28 billion gallons of water per year that are running through the coal plants. That's a huge part of running a coal plant. And so what we need to ask ourselves is, as a community, as a society, what's the opportunity cost? What else could we be doing with that water? The proposal for the third coal-fired power plant here is Desert Rock, which would require an expansion of 25 miles of the Navajo mine. And so we have two very large coal-fired power plants that produce about 3,800 megawatts. And they're owned by different utilities. It goes to power goes to California, the power goes to New Mexico, Arizona, variety of places and communities that are relying on this energy. And what we're seeing is that there are a lot of costs here in our community with this huge coal complex, from the mining impacts to the coal burning to the placing of the coal combustion waste back in excavated mines. And there seems to be a problem that there hasn't been sufficient analysis of the existing conditions before this third coal-fired power plant was proposed. And some of this has to do with the jurisdictional morass that we're in the Four Corners. We have 3 different EPA agencies that oversee things here. We have tribal land, we have the 4 different states. We think that there are some other ways to do it better. Included in that are concentrated solar plants in the Shiprock area. A concentrated solar plant in the Shiprock area, 1,500 megawatts equivalent to Desert Rock, could be built on 11 square miles of land. It could be built much cheaper than Desert Rock. Desert Rock has a price tag on it right now of $3.6 billion. It could create more jobs long term. It wouldn't have the externalities associated with a coal-fired power plant. It would be a much better way for the Navajo Nation and San Juan County communities of Farmington, Bloomfield, and Aztec to transition. And we understand that natural gas is here, coal is here, but I think that we need a better mix. I do have a 9-year-old and I have a 7-year-old, and I would certainly like to see, you know, a world for them that is a result of smarter and more progressive decisions concerning how we all use energy.